All Progressive Congress in Benue State is currently divided into two factions, with each presenting its own list of candidates for the local government elections scheduled for October 5, 2024. The split is between Augustine Agada, the chairman of the dissolved state executive of the party, and the Benjamin Omale, the Caretaker Committee Chairman appointed by the Abdullahi Ganduje-led National Working Committee of the party. Onguga, the Caretaker Organizing Secretary and spokesman of the APC Caretaker Committee in the state, addressed journalists in Makurdi on Friday, detailing the details of the primaries by his faction aligned with the current Caretaker Committee. Onguga reported that this faction's primaries proceeded smoothly, with the party nominating 23 chairmanship and 276 councillorship candidates. The results from Mogonga's faction revealed that Mr. Timothy Adi won the chairmanship ticket in Gwawe East. Mr. Guda Tekura secured the ticket in Vandikeya local government area. Mr. Joseph Kefi won in Makurdi, Mr. Jonathan Modi in Ukum, and Mr. Kumasun Tuowase in Oshongo. Meanwhile, the rival Agada-led faction, which has been dissolved by the National Working Committee, claimed to have conducted its own parallel primaries and announced a separate list of candidates for the local government elections. Interesting times ahead in Benue State. Let me start with you, Churchill. You are a politician. Both of you are politicians, by the way. But then, what do you have to say, Churchill, to this factional list of candidates coming out from one party?
When it comes to factional lists like this, mostly it's coming from a party that is not my party. I know anything I say like this now, they will say, because he's a member of PDP. So he's trying to talk down that of APC. But one, they are not organized. That is one. I've seen that the only thing that has kept APCs in this country is not because they are popular. It's because of it's not because they are even organized. I'm not saying it because my brother is here. But the truth is that APC is not organized, both in the national level.
Is PDP organized? Is PDP without I'm saying. Is PDP without
I don't know if you are. I know you are not a politician. So
I am not a politician. I'm a journalist, and the crisis in PDP is a public domain.
But let me talk about the.
So why are you poking at APC not being organized when PDP?
But we know if
you will say both APC and PDP are.
No, if they are presenting two parallel lists. That's to say the level
of... Are there no
factions
in PDP?
No, but this one has shown the whole world that they are not
the whole world knows that PDP has factions.
No, but this one shows that APC is not organized.
All right, go on.
What I'm saying is that APC is not organized. Yes. So, to me, I would say that the local government election, they are not interested in it.
Why do you say so?
So, if they have two parallel lists, which one are we taking?
Doesn't that boil down to INEC? Isn't that where? Isn't that where the
October 5th is very close?
The state's INEC.
October 5th is very close.
Yes.
And if to me, there is nothing you will do there now that will not deter the mindset of the other people, other side. It will now divide completely. The house is divided, and there is no divided house that can stand. Every divided house falls. So, me, I'm of the opinion that they should keep them aside and run. The election can continue.
Churchill, how is this
possible?
Even possible when you say to keep them aside?
No, because
hold on, I'm building a question. Okay. Now, if you say keep them aside. There are factional, there are two factions in one political party. Yeah. One faction has been dissolved by the National Working Committee of APC. Yeah. And APC has appointed a caretaker committee to oversee the party in the state. Now, is that not left for the state INEC to choose the faction to work with? And in this instance, they will, of course, relate to the national body to the national body has to recognize a particular faction, and that's what the state INEC is.
Okay, just like what I'm...
You could say that probably at the party level, because of the factions, is going to affect their cohesion and the output during the elections. Yes. But when you say to set a political party aside, how is that going to be?
Let me look at it that is still the National Working Committee that has a lot to do so far as this particular issue is concerned. The National Working Committee can now write to the RISEC or the state INEC to verify or to inform them of their own candidates
or their own
stand.
Committee.
Their stand. No, the stand of the National Working Committee.
On the faction to work with.
On the faction to work with.
All right.
So that will now give the state INEC or RISEC, or I mean the state INEC.
The BSEC.
The BSEC.
Is Benue State.
The state INEC, that is the BSEC, the grant to take decision on the matter. And also, I know too well that will affect APC so far as that state is concerned.
Okay.
Not immediately. It might not affect them immediately. You understand? Immediately decision is taken. But you will see that the good number of APCs will move to the other side of and I'm welcoming them as they are coming over to my party.
All right. Chizzy, what do you have to say to this story?
You know, I didn't want him to deviate me from the major field.
Yeah.
If not, I would have said that just in 2000.
You have a comeback for the
I would have said that just in 2023 that they submitted Sim Fobara as Guba candidate and then they submitted Farah as Guba candidate. We had Desmond Akawo as chairman, and then we had my brother in Faga as PDP chairman. So it depends on the one. You see, in this instance, but they still won, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what that constitutes is that right now, just like in football, you know, football has advanced that they now do have two referees. We have the referee on the field, and have the AVR that have to. So that is what the party and the BSEC has come to play in here. Don't forget that election is not an event. Election is a process. And in that process, there are umpires that the law requires that they go to monitor your primaries. And so there must be the faction that the BSEC has sent their people, because the BSEC cannot send their people to go to two primaries. No, it's not. So there must be an umpire that they are recognizing. And chances are that the umpire they are recognizing is the umpire that is being supported by the national. Of course, because the national would have written them that this is their own persons. And again, the national also do have the people they are supported. You see, the other ones will be just protesting in nature. Right. There is something, of course, in 2023 or 2019, the Magnus Abe faction submitted their own list, but we know the list that suffice. It's not about how many persons, but if you tell me, if I stay here and tell you that it's not also going to affect the fortune of the APC, I lie. But that is only if they have oppositions who are ready to harp on that deficiency, that lacuna that they have created. But in the case that, for instance, like I just mentioned the PDP here, while PDP were doing all of that, we didn't take advantage of that. We were internally also fighting ourselves. And so, because all the political parties are sick, because of lack of ideological disposition, the lack of internal democratic control of the party. That's why the parties are not there. So, if you look at what has happened there, you find out that a faction that was dissolved, like Emeka Beke was dissolved there, has gone ahead to work with certain persons to say, let's submit and cause crisis, working for another party. And then this party is saying, okay, no, this is this thing. We have organized. They have also not published their own list. But people said, okay, now BSEC would have visited, isn't it? The police would have visited, all of these people would have visited, and then they submit their list to these persons, and then the elections will be held. But, Chairman, can I tell you something? If you think because of the factionalization of the party that the people will not win, I can tell you that my experience in this politics for more than 30 years has shown me, Chairman, you're surprised because I said more than 30 years. You know, I'm an old man. So more than 30 years. My experience in this field yes, I've been in politics actively from 1990. I've been active. In 1990, I was PA to the local state chairman of SDP. So, and I was just I won't tell you how old I was. Okay. So, but then, what I'm saying is that if you take that, because we have a very, very peculiar system here. Now, people vote for you for party, and people vote for you for individual. These two things count. And so if the individual, and each time you see people protesting against, you're even making the candidate more popular.
Yes.
You see that in writing, in saying this thing from River State, because of the crisis, we're already knowing the candidates that emerged in a party that we didn't even have any reason to know them. But today we are knowing them. They are becoming more popular. And in that, the grassroots will also say, it looks like they've been anointed, what you guys call, and all of that. But I can tell you that it is not good for our political system. The internal mechanisms of political parties are weakening on a daily basis. And that is not good. That is because people are supporting candidates of a political party that do not have a person of their own to be able to do certain things. Because there are certain things that a political party should say. One of these days, I told you guys that in 1979, that the President Shagari will take his budget first to the political party. The political party chairman was the leader of the party. The president wasn't the leader. When Obasanjo came out, he used the military unitary mentality and then overthrew everything. That is even when the protocol, deviated from having the presidents and the senators and the governor to the president, the vice president, the senate president, and the governors. If not, the governors were the senate president. Was he not in Saraki, the senior Saraki, Olusola Saraki, that a governor did not come back to government because he did not come to the airport to welcome a senator. But today, the senators are the handbag carriers of their state governors because their state governors are the one making them. Because Obasanjo changed it, because Obasanjo wanted to use the governors as against the senators. Right now, the senators, you see, there is something that happened, very funny thing that happened with the former minister and former GMD of NDDC, our own brother, who, when he was GMD during Jonathan, he did a memo to the president because he was close to the president, and then took all the responsibility of the Minister for State to the GMD's office. And then Buhari came and made him Minister for State. And so he didn't have the function again. He was frustrated. Okachuku. I'm talking about him. The same way when they handed over powers to the state governors, by Obasanjo, then all of a sudden in the 8 years, some of the state governors had to be somewhere. And so they started going to the Senate. And then the governors are going back, and so the governors are saying that we're not going to come in here. So you see that what goes around comes around. So if you allow the thing go seamlessly, the way it can go, your influence can do a lot of things. If you have people, I have said here times to that number, we have defined loyalty with only longevity instead of impact. We have defined loyalty with only longevity without knowing or trying to know whether Chioma, the reason why Chioma is always coming here every week and that is that because he's not working. And then he said Chioma is a loyal person. Maybe because if I was working, I would have been squeezing my own time to come here. So sometimes you begin to do, is this guy here because he does not have alternative, or because he has alternative, he has used this alternative to come? That's why I had issues with Wike. He listened to me, he knows that that's true. I had issues with Amechi. And the issue is that, Oga, I have never been a councillor. I have never been a supervisor. I have never been anything. I took my way up to where I worked and came back to River State to mobilize the people I mobilized. So when I bring them to you and you say I'm not loyal because I haven't been there with you, who is more loyal? The man who has been loyal there and I cannot bring 10 persons to you, or the man who came today and can bring 50,000 persons to you? We want to measure loyalty with, yes, longevity is okay, but you also have to look at it with impact, and you also look at it with what the person can communicate. That's what is happening here.
Exactly.
Not just weak. We can't keep weakening the institutions and then tomorrow you want them. That is why it was beautiful when they used the world chairman to remove Ada Soshomolu. It was a world chairman. And so, do you know what that did? That woke up the structure of the political party so that people don't joke.
The world chairman also have powers.
Powers now.
To actually
and then Wike came here, my brother Wike, who understands the politics, and also used world chairman to deal with Uche Secondus. Then everybody started knowing that. I went back to my place. I said, world chairman, I have to be loyal to my world chairman. Then you know that the world chairman is even more stronger than national chairman in this instance that the court. So, but if you don't understand it, then it was anybody can be. You can just stay somewhere and write the name and then expect the person to come and take you from you and do what. But what is happening is not good for our politics. The internal, you see, the beauty of democracy must start from the internal democratic system of the party.
But in this instance, in Benue State, there is already a dissolved ESCO by the National Working Committee. And there seems to be a modus operandi right now in political parties.
Yeah, dissolving ESCOs.
Yes, when ESCOs are dissolving ESCOs for whatever reason, and then when ESCOs are dissolved, they insist on not on doing their own bidding and not obeying the party's will.
That is what I'm saying. You see, Chioma, I have told you the last time that you have a way of dragging me to problem. You want me to come to River State now because you want me to say something around here. I am telling you that here in this place, what have we done as even the elected local government that has orchestrated the dissolution? That's the first thing. I said here in River State, and I'm here to go. I contested the election with Emeka, and I said after the election, I went to Emeka 3 times to say this is what we need to do. And just before 3 months after that election, 12 of his state working committee went to court against him that he was not their chairman. And the court said he was removed. Will the national keep watching at him? And I said that what happened to that is the failure of Emeka, to be charismatic in doing certain things that you can't, because I knew when Emeka was secretary of the party and when Ojikaye was this thing. Emeka, I was a member of the state working committee. Apart from 2 of them, we had 17. 15 calls me chairman, their chairman, because I bring them around. And what does it take to bring people around? Is to call them and say, you are to see them. I told my friend then, I said, bros, I am not one of your aides. We are colleagues. You are just first among equal as chairman. And so people should start looking at their colleagues as like that. Here in Nigeria, as soon as you assume the office of the Speaker of the House, you are bigger than the State House, every other person. As soon as you are the leader of the council, you are bigger than you are no longer talking with them. These are the people who are they are first colleagues. So you are supposed to be the presider, like a presiding person. And so it's like we staying here, and then myself and my church, we are here. You are the one moderating us. It does not mean that you are higher, but you can say, excuse me, stop, then you moderate us. But you must see yourself as colleagues. If you see yourself as colleagues, nobody will take you to court. It is when your house is in trouble that the externals will come in. And the party, as soon as that is done, the national will come in. It is only at that you now begin to wake up to say no. And chances are that most of the people who were even members of the state working committee would have also been appointed as Caretaker Committee Chairman. Caretaker Committee members of the same place. And so the person fighting here would have been, pumped up by somebody to say, like what Sim is doing to Emeka Beke here.
What do you mean by what Sim is doing?
That's what Sim is doing now. Emeka Beke is Sim's APC now. It's not the APC. Don't you know?
Let me.
I don't want to. You've come.
That's the area I want to go.
The court has. Jesus,
that is what I'm saying. The High Court of River State has said so. Yeah. We know now. The same High Court that sacked Assembly when they do not have jurisdiction. So the court can mention anything. If Sifuba takes me to River State High Court, I can write the judgment before the day. I know the judgment. So we also understand that. So don't worry about that. Chioma, I told you want to put me in trouble. Chioma, I'm looking for food.
Yes, I wanted to say something. I have to say something. Because I'm waiting for Chizzy to get to this place he has gotten to. Oh, really? So I want to say something.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. First of all, I want to let him know that what happened in 2023 in my party does not really show that we are not organized. It was just like some persons are trying to impose some persons to Rivers people while the primary was done accurately. So, but
is it?
What exactly?
Everybody will tell you that.
I'm done with that aspect. So, but let me come to the area where he has come now. In these party systems, particularly in what is happening in Benue State, what the factions are doing is what I don't really understand whether in the APC constitution, because I'm not APC member, I've never been an APC member before, but Omasla has been an APC member before.
I am a
Okay,
APC
he's still a member of APC, but I don't know the faction. Because
no, I'm in the APC.
We have PD APC and we have the APC. So
which one is PD APC?
I don't know when the time comes. He will tell us. Where Tinubu belongs is the PD APC. So the other APC in the River State, the one he's saying is same APC. That one is one I know as APC for now. But we'll look at that.
Same APC
That is, no, I don't know. But I want to ask him question before I now.
Please, who are the different people handling these different factions?
Oh,
for clarity
the question I will ask him will now arrive.
I asked you a question. You can't tell me the question you
BK
is in charge of what
APC? He said BK is in charge of
He said there are two.
I didn't say Wiki.
APC.
I know he said Sim APC.
He said Sim APC.
Sim. I didn't say Wiki.
No, he said Sim APC.
He is saying Sim APC and Tinubu APC.
No, he said that BK is Sim APC.
Yes.
Now, Tony Okocha is PD APC. That is.
No, that's not what I said.
APC.
I never said so.
No, he's the one.
You are the one saying that.
He's the one saying
Okay,
that.
No, I didn't say that.
Now let's come to that. I want to know. You see, on my own, I have not seen the area where it is enshrined in their constitution, where caretaker exists. You understand? That also brought me to what national working committees in different parties are doing, including my own party. You know, creating an avenue or creating a column in the party constitution where involves caretaker. And the reasons why somebody, a state executive should be dissolved completely when they are elected for a tenure without any issue, or maybe their issue is in court. Instead of the party legal advisor to be facing the matter in the court, the National Working Committee will now create a party caretaker to be in charge of that state. That is the area where I am being confused.
Are you talking about Benue State, or you're talking about?
No, I take it from Benue State.
Okay.
I take it from Benue State. Now, because if I come to River State, I know Omasla will come to.
No, I can go to there. I was a national delegate of the APC, so I know what it is.
What I'm saying is that these particular factions now that is being, because there is a faction, like I said before, that the National Working Committee has to ratify that area based on their relationship with the two factions. Because if the National Working Committee believes that the two factions are the children of the party, and this is their decision, is a different issue. But when you are now throwing a fight, you understand, in between, that is putting the two heads together, trying to put the two persons, the two groups together, you are destroying your party. So me, I'm of the opinion that the two factions, they are the children of the National Working Committee. So they should call them and take a decision before even approaching the bisect. Because if not, the party in Benue State will be completely destroyed.
Okay. All right.